Behind me is one of 3 official hotels located across the plains of Red Dead Redemption 2. But just like in real life, not all hotels are made equal. So how do you know which to choose? Well, that's what we're gonna find out today through a rigorous inspection of amenities, cleanliness, and any other metrics you can think of. Our first stop today is in the humble little town of Strawberry at a cozy cottage called the Welcome Center. Welcome everyone to the cozy little hotel in the quaint town of Strawberry. I just love the homey vibes that I get from this town. It's so great. Strawberry is what grandma's cooking would be if it were made into a town. The everyone knows everyone kind of vibe just oozes from the wooden structures around the town surrounded by the magical forest. Not only is there an incredibly nice welcome sign, but there's also a kitty to greet us. That's always lovely. And to start out, there's a great little area for your horse. You know, there's gonna be travelers coming in through the night, so you gotta have a place to store your vehicle. And obviously, there's plenty of space here, I think. And plenty of water, which is great. I love the flowers that are accenting the windows. I love the wood and all the patterns all over the fence posts out here. It's just so nice. And for my early birds out there, this patio offers a wonderful view of the muddy city and skyline of trees. You have 2 different seating options fenced in with chiseled, handcrafted wooden beams to protect those customers at fall risk and also provide a really nice, stylish design to look at. Oh, kitty crossing the road. While the outside of the Welcome Center is absolutely lovely, it's really what's on the inside that counts. So let's go ahead and take a look inside. Wow, look at this place. Oh my God, thing looks so darn lifelike. I just have to get a photo with this bear. This is just wonderful. Say grizzly. Say grizzly. You know, I feel like you got to be an outdoorsman to enjoy this kind of place. But if you are, man, oh man, you're gonna love it. But maybe a little too strong on the wilderness outdoor life vibe in here, but that's not to say that it's bad. If Bass Pro and Best Western had a red-pilled child, this would be it. And its name would either be Hunter or Forest. But taking a closer look at the waiting area, it seems as though someone had a really nice, quiet evening. A fresh stogie, some alky, and maybe a coffee palate cleanser. This is not the place for a big rager. This is where old men stop and read Golf Digest. And that's okay. There's gotta be a hotel for those guys too. I feel like if you're far enough away from like civilization to the point where you have to stay in Strawberry, you kind of already know what you're getting yourself into. I mean, this is pretty much like 1899 Eureka Springs or a Stephen King novel. From the bear coat rack to the deer in the back to the literal bear at the front, the sense of theme is strong with this one. Almost like a Disney room. You know what I mean? Like at Disney World, you can do those themed rooms. That's what this is reminding me of. You look just like the guy from Polar Express, I must say. But that's okay. You know, if we're keeping up with the Disney theme, you, sir, are in perfect character. While this whole theme is quite trendy and fashionable, just how much does this camouflage wonderland cost per night? Because if it's anything like Disney, we're going home broke. After speaking with the fine gentleman behind me, I figured out that the hotel room is just $1 per night, which is actually equivalent to the buying power of $39 today. $39 per night? What's the catch? Blue walls are not what I expected here, I can't lie. It does not match the vibe or the style of anything else we've seen today, and I don't understand why. The wilderness view is nice, along with the storage chest placed below the window. There's also a washing station to the right with the world's smallest mirror. However, I then noticed something kind of strange. Someone left a handbag behind, and no worries, I'm no thief. I'll return it to the wonderful gentleman downstairs. But then I noticed something else. The coat on the coat rack, the cup next to the bed, the unmade bed itself. This may be a cold case of the old double booked. No, it can't be. They wouldn't do that to me, no way. But could they? This is just not a good look, Strawberry. It's not. And I'm so very sorry it had to happen now, when it's being inspected, but that's just how life goes sometimes. You know what Lil Uzi says, you'll get over it. The Welcome Center of Strawberry had strong promises of a quiet little hotel themed with dead trophies and camos alike. And while it does fulfill that promise upon entry, the room itself left a lot to be desired. Maybe a remodeling job or an updated ledger in the future could save this confusing shelter from any future customers coming down the pipeline. Ah yes, welcome to the smelly port town of Van Horn. You know, this place isn't the most friendly, nor is it the most well-kept. There is a dog right there. You know, there's animals everywhere. It's lovely. However, this one may have rabies, and it's probably not as nice as the feline we saw earlier. Anyways, here is the hotel. The Hotel of Van Horn, if it could even be called that, does not dress to impress, as they say. You slap together a couple water-thrashed 2x4s and spit on them, and there you go. You're looking at it. But don't let the sight of the hotel deter you. At the very least, it's on water, and you can look out to a green, moss-filled oasis moving with steamboats, oil spills, and probably gators too, right from your hotel room. Hello, sir. Please excuse me. Wow, okay. I guess this is storage for people's luggage if they don't want to put it in the... Either that or there's homeless people living in here. The bench has fallen apart. What is going on? Yeah, so a homeless person's definitely been sleeping here. And someone... You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking someone went on a sea voyage excursion, got lost at sea, and has never come back for their luggage because they can't. And that is just a tragic tale. The boomers of the world always say you never get a second chance at a first impression, and unfortunately for Van Horn, I haven't had a single positive impression yet. So I've taken a look around. The postal courier has nothing to do with the hotel itself, and actually there is no hotel manager, which was really surprising. The way that you rent a room, believe it or not, is the bath and rent room sign. What do you know? So there's nobody to talk to. This is your waiting room. I don't know what this man is waiting on. Hopefully he's okay. The cost to purchase a room in Van Horn is $1 per night, which is actually the same rate that we saw in Strawberry, which is strange. Maybe being closer to the water is a higher selling point. I can tell you it's not a good smelling point because it stinks like shit. So hopefully the room makes up for it. I don't know. Join me upstairs. I'll see you up there. Oh my gosh, it got so foggy. Whoa. It's like there's like poisonous gas in the air. Yeah, it's probably a good time to get inside. But here it is. Let's take a look. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, what is going on here? I really don't like stepping foot in here. You know, the comparison to Strawberry is just so ironic and so funny. I would take that room in a heartbeat over this one. This is disgusting. I mean, someone's left the... Is that a bedpan? Yes. Yes, it was a bedpan filled with Port Town feces. Also noted was a piece of wood left over from construction, a cracked mirror with a dirt-stained rag next to it, a weapon of mass destruction, a tool to hush your enemies, a bed with no blanket, and an obvious cutout from an accident, a pair of shoes, way too many candles to mask this horrendous stench, and worst of all, chum. Chum over the fire to add to the aroma. Never again. Do not come here. To wrap up my already obvious thoughts, I will not be spending the night here. As you can see, it's dark around me, and I would rather take my chances at the robbers and of the world than stay any longer in this hotel. Absolutely not. Don't stay in Van Horn. That's kind of it. Just go elsewhere. God, this place sucks. Every time I come back, it just makes me want to smoke a cigarette. Are you still rolling? And finally, we've made our way back to the infamous little town of Valentine to check out the Saints Hotel. The Saints Hotel is really looking pretty saint-like. The angelic whites accented with the baby blues on the poles and the window cutouts look very inviting. So let's go check out what's inside. You know, this is kind of what I pictured for your average hotel in the very, very, very late 19th century. The spit bucket with a newspaper in case you want to read. Big staple of waiting rooms nowadays. This was ahead of its time, you know, a communal area for things that can be read. Very, very good. There's also proper ventilation from the furnace to keep heat inside. Obviously, there's probably a butler somewhere because someone's luggage is here. I assume that will be brought to their room. That is great as well. This is kind of strange chair placement next to the extra communal books, but I'm not complaining too much. They've also got curtains in case you want to cover up the windows if there's a bad outlaw out there and you gotta hide. I also like that they can offer complimentary water, possibly, although I don't see any glasses and he has not said anything to me yet, so I'm assume they're out. They also have a postal service. If you need to send off any mail or receive any mail, you can do that here as well. That's fantastic. I absolutely love that. What a cool idea. Pinch me. Am I dreaming? Coming from the dump, chump, and Van Horn to this bounty of luxury? It's almost too much. But enough of that. Looks can be deceiving, and while the hotel lobby has most certainly impressed me, it's gonna take a whole lot more to fully convince me. What I do like, however, is that the room is priced at $1. You could almost certainly charge more than $1 here, and maybe even at Strawberry. Van Horn should be free or just bulldozed down, but it's interesting that they're all on the same price point, you know? It almost makes you think of there's like some grand conspiracy happening. Why on earth would they all be worth $1 a piece? It really makes you think. Ooh, hang on, I'm just gonna, is there a balcony? Oh, very nice. Excuse me, ladies, but there's a nice little smoking balcony, or if you need some fresh air. This is great. I love that they offer this. Just wanted to take a peek real quick.
What the hell you think you're doing?
Oh God, I'm in someone's room. And 2B, I believe this is us. Okay, very nice. Wow. Nice view of the people coming in. There's a staircase there. I don't love that there's an entrance there, but it's kind of interesting. Okay, I think this is probably my favorite room that we've seen so far. I absolutely love the fireplace and the fireplace guard in case you got a little puppy with you, or maybe you got a baby or something, so you don't want that crawling on the fire. That would be really bad. My only real gripe with this room is the layout and spacing of it. Everything just kind of appears to be shoved towards the back, you know? The bed and dresser are completely on top of each other, which loses access to one side of the bed. But the design itself could be changed very easily. Just flip the bed, put the end table on the back wall, and maybe move up the dresser, and bang, you have yourself a well-designed room. It's very simple. Some of the wallpaper here is kind of ripping off and probably needs to be replaced as well. The sheets seem to be a bit stained, but hey, at least we got a blanket this time. Big blanket guy. And a completely underrated aspect is the full body mirror. Have not seen one of those yet. You know, you want to look your sharpest for a night out on the town, and especially if you're staying in a hotel. That's kind of what I assume people will be doing. Is you don't really want to stay in your hotel room that long. You want to, the goal is just to sleep there. So you want to look your best, and a full body mirror is going to help you do that. So you've got a little balcony here. That's our room. Oh, so it just goes straight down. So I don't love that someone could easily break in and literally just see through our room right there where we're sleeping. That's a little off-putting. Not a huge fan of that. The window maybe should be moved, or maybe this should just be completely cut off. I don't really see a reason why you would need an entrance back here anyways. And obviously here's another little hangout spot that you can have. Overall, really, really, really digging the Saints Hotel room. I think this is the best one that we've seen so far, and probably the best bang for your buck. Hotels are beacons, places of rest, places where we can reconnect with friends, a way to charge our batteries before the real fun begins. But many downplay the importance of having a good hotel to call home for a few nights or so. We have just seen the 3 hotels that make up Red Dead 2, and the options are, well, kind of limited. To start, the Welcome Center of Strawberry offers the Disney-themed experience. Outdoorsmen, hunters, hikers, anyone with that outdoorsman itch will probably be satisfied with the themed experience over in Strawberry. If you can look past the unaesthetically pleasing room that was also double booked, then I think you'll have a good time at the Welcome Center. The vibes are good, and there's a whole forest to go get lost in that surrounds you. The people were very kind. I think it's just a very nice, low-key hotel that anyone can stop by and feel like they're at home. The Welcome Center is tour guide approved. Now, moving along to my second experience. Van Horn is an absolute burden of a place. The room is disgusting, there's no staff on standby, and the water views is something to be talked about. It's literally Steamboat Willie splooging green ooze mixed with trace amounts of lead and oil for gators to become radioactive, and you can look out at that process happening. How wonderful. Just don't come here. Literally stay away. If you have to travel extra long on a horse or in a carriage, do that. Don't come. Heed this warning. I beg of you, do not go to the Van Horn Hotel. Also, it doesn't have a name, so I'm just having to refer to it as the Van Horn Hotel. It's awful, and it is not ever going to be tour guide approved unless someone really comes in with some money and fixes it up. But I don't see that happening because the whole town is a dump. That's a whole other tangent. Stay away from the Port Town blues that you'll find in Van Horn. And to cap it off, in the place many of us started it all, the Saints Hotel of Valentine. The waiting room is perfect, and there are plenty of things to do and places to sit. Everything you see, for the most part, is kind of what you get, and the staff was also extremely welcoming and very nice as well. It's about a good experience with family values in a decent room. That's all we're really looking for, to be honest. The bar is low. The bar is really low. Sure, you could lay out the room a little bit better, and I think the outside entrance could be fixed or reworked some way, but overall, the Saints Hotel is very, very good. And considering the fact that all of these hotels are $1 a night, they're on even playing field in that regard, I'm gonna have to crown the Saints Hotel in Valentine the tour guide approved best hotel in all of Red Dead Redemption 2. Congratulations, men and women and children and animals of the livestock town of Valentine. You have the best hotel that I have seen. Don't forget to like and sub before you go to get your free hotel voucher. I will be posted up in Valentine. Come and find me. Show me your phone that you've got proof, just like Mr. Beast makes people do with subscribers, and I'll hook you up. So safe travels, partners. Hope to see you again soon. See ya.